Hello, hello. It is Nalani Rude. We are in for a treat today. Good morning,
Good
Greg.
morning, Nalani. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I am doing great.
I got to honestly say this is probably one of my most favorite part of the week, coming together as a global community and family and having this locker room talk where we get to really get down to the nitty-gritty of things. And so it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I couldn't agree more. I am so pumped. This is my favorite call of the week. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see people flooding in now. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to kick this call off in 3 minutes. So you have enough time to refill your coffee, grab a notepad and paper, go hide in a bedroom if you need to, away from the kids, because you are going to want to have 100% attention on exactly what Greg is going to teach today. All right, 2 minutes, 2 minutes and counting. 2 minutes. Those 2 minutes always fly by.
Mm-hmm. We don't even have Q&A today, huh?
We don't. Yeah, we don't. I saw that last minute. No Q&A, no chat. So
sorry about that, team. We'll make sure we at least get the Q&A on next go around. It was on last week, wasn't it?
It was. Everything was all good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Even yesterday, everything was fine. So
right.
I don't know. It's okay. We're good with it.
Right. I just love the interaction with the team and everything like that.
I was about to give shout outs and then I was like, ooh.
At least everybody can give us a high five. Raise your hand. Just give us a high five this morning. That'd be great.
That is right. Ooh,
awesome. Yeah, they're coming in. Thank you guys so much for that energy.
You should see the numbers just flying in. Well, I see some folks, so I am going to give shout outs. Fantastic. I see Christine is in. Hello, hello. Midgie. Hello, hello. Vielka, welcome. Shamara, welcome. We have 1 minute. Mark and Andrea are on. Welcome, welcome. Sarah is on. Welcome. Ursula, hello, hello. Awesome. I see Tiffany is on. Welcome. All right, all the high fives. You guys are awesome. I love that. Stephen Panina, welcome.
I was just thinking about them too. It's good. I'm glad to see them. Absolutely.
Absolutely is right. Anthony, welcome, welcome. Janice, hello, good to see you. We have Clifford, welcome. Dave, welcome, welcome. High fives, high fives.
Yep.
I love that.
Give us those high fives.
That's right. That's right. We see and hear you, family. We do. Joe is on. Welcome. Okay, we are at the top of the hour. Awesome. And let me tell you that you are in for a treat. This is absolutely my favorite call of the week. I learned so much. I absorbed so much. It is with my great pleasure to introduce you to a man that has become a mentor to literally thousands. I'm not kidding. Thousands. I've learned so much. I've grown to love him like a brother. I just marvel at his genius mind. So please pay close attention to everything that Greg Baldwin has to say. On that note, Greg Baldwin, take it away.
Hey, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Nalani. And as you know how I feel about you, and I say this all the time because I get it. It's because I've surrounded myself with people that make me look better than I really am. And anybody in the leadership position, you'll find that the people that's closest to them, they're really supporting anything that they bring to the table. So thank you for everything that you do. And so looking forward to hearing a portion of your training today as well. And to all the global community members, hey, welcome to today's Locker Room Talk. And very, very excited about what we're going to be sharing with each and every one of you today. And to all of the newest members, we want to welcome you as well with open arms. And this is our Saturday Locker Room Talk, and it is a locker room talk. And so we get down to the nitty gritty. There's nothing pretentious here. I want to encourage you to take out pen and paper to take down some copious notes, because this is all about leadership development. Sometimes I have a tendency, or some of the leaders have a tendency to say some things that you may or may not like, but charge everything that's being said in the locker room talk to our head and not our hearts, because we sincerely want to see each and every one of you flat out successful And so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. You guys are going to also be hearing from Alan Delaney as well today. So we got a jam-packed locker room training for each and every one of you. What I want to do before we get into the how-tos today, I want to talk to you guys about, the law of belief. And the reason why I want to go over this is because, we have a deadline that we're looking to meet come September 1st. And that's not just the end, that's the beginning. But we want to make sure that we're adding a bunch of logs to the fire, if you will, moving forward come September 1st. And in order for us to do that collectively, your belief has to be on 100%, because 1% doubt and you are out. And so my goal before we turn it over to Alan and Alani is to make sure your belief level is 100%. You're inoculated, if you will, against the negative naysayers out there in the world. So there's many of us out here, when you look at the spectrum of questioning whether this is legal, and then there's people at the other end of the spectrum like myself that flat out understands that this is a genius project of epic proportion that is going to revolutionize the way in which people generate funding, if you will, and everything in between. And so can many of you remember a time and place whereby we were told to never pick up hitchhikers, and it was just unheard of to do so? We were told, we were spanked, we were told never to do that. And then here comes a company that disrupts the industry, and it's called Uber. And guess what we do? They created a gig economy picking up hitchhikers. So the belief has shifted from never picking up hitchhikers or strangers to it becoming a gig economy. That is what we're talking about in terms of an industry disruptor. And you guys hear David Rosen and myself and other leaders, we talk about we are disrupting the fundraising industry. And I want to share something with each and every one of you and I'm going to read an email. I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, but I want to do this because I know that some of you out there may be on that spectrum of, well, is it legal? I'm not sure if I want to talk to people, and you're not bulletproof. My intentions today is to make sure that you're bulletproof so that when we get off this training today, you're going to talk to anyone that you know and love and pack out the 2:00 p.m. overview call that we're going to have this afternoon. So let me read this to you because some of you will be able to relate, because I want you guys to understand that corporate receives emails and gets different things as well. And I'm going to inoculate you guys with the kind of perspective that you need in order to be successful. But before I do that, let me go ahead and share my screen real quickly, and then I'm going to read this to you, and we're going to break this thing down for each and every one of you. Oops, let me go back. Okay, so this was someone that sent out the video, a presentation, whatever the case may be, and this is the response. Like I said, it's no names here. This is just a training moment for each and every one of you. So the response was in an email: I've watched the video you sent me and checked out the website. I realized I could just say I'm not interested, but I have to be honest about this. Regardless of the positive images, philanthropic sentiments, and the founder's intentions, the underlying core of this business as a pyramid scheme cannot be ignored. First, crowdfunding is meant to supply funds to a particular project and or person, often philanthropic and innovative, with no expectation of compensation. I imagine this is how co-op skirts some of the legal issues by saying these things are donations and gifts. The issue is that most people signing up for this likely do so with the intention and expectation of making money, as described in the presentation. Otherwise, they might just donate to a cause dear to them rather than to a friend or stranger who isn't necessarily in need of charity. The possibility of making money is what drives people to sign up for this, not philanthropy. If that wasn't the case, we would all donate to crowdfunding initiatives in which we expect no return, except for that person or organization to do good. Ultimately, this scheme uses the principle of crowdfunding and philanthropy to avoid calling itself an MLM, but uses the incentive of making money to sign people up and drive it forward. Where this is MLM becomes a pyramid scheme is when, number one, there's no good or service being provided or exchanged. Number two, it's funded by signing up new members. And it goes on and on and on. And it said, listen, I'm grateful that you thought enough of the business venture that you're excited about, but this is textbook pyramid scheme. This business is designed absolutely illegal in Canada as the promotion of one. And in my honest opinion, I really don't think sharing this content is a good idea. Be careful. So that was something that, one of our members had received. And some of you may have, heard different things out there in the background. And here's what I want you guys to understand, because I'm going to go ahead and knock this thing out of the park so that you guys can get past all of this negativity and jargon, because just like when Uber came along, prior to Uber coming along, it was thought of, don't pick up hitchhikers. Uber comes along and it's okay. And Mark Twain said it best: never allow schooling to interfere with your education. This person is sincere, but they're sincerely wrong. And I'm getting ready to share with you guys why that's the case. Because we're getting ready to change the world. We're at the tip of the spear when it comes to this global revolution. And so a global problem requires a global solution. And a lot of people are hurting financially and need their causes funded. So let's go ahead and break some of this thing down. He talked about philanthropy. Let's talk about what the definition of philanthropy is. Basically, it's the desire to promote the welfare of others, expressed especially by the generous donation of money to good causes. Now, what's a good cause? That's so subjective. Do you think that innovating a computer versus someone paying their monthly mortgage or taking care of outstanding medical bills is more of a good cause than someone else's? So a cause is a cause, and it is nobody's business to define what a good cause is. That is completely subjective. But let's go ahead and break this thing down when you look at traditional crowd funds, because this individual does not understand what it is that we're doing. We talk about that co-op is an industry disruptor. We are one of a kind, meaning you cannot put us in a box. We are unique. You've never seen anything like this before, but I'm going to educate you guys on why we are the real deal. When you look at this right here, traditional crowd funds, what you're actually looking at, the perspective is you're looking down on this structure here of a crowd fund. That dot in the middle can be Indiegogo, Kickstarter, PayPal, Facebook, whatever. The dots around it going down are the different causes and people that use their platform to generate, to go ahead and create their campaign, if you will. So it's pyramidal in structure. Why is it okay for a centralized platform to get all the money funneled up to them and then they disseminate it at will? That is the pyramid. So when you look at these different platforms, all right, they get a piece of the action. And then they also get processing fees, transfer fees, and all these other things. But it goes up to Indiegogo in their hierarchy, their bureaucratic nature, and then they get a piece of the action, which this person feels like that's okay to do. But it's not okay when we flatten that pyramidal structure and redistribute the kind of funding that we're able to create with Co-op Crowd. So please take a picture of that so you understand what I'm talking about here. The other thing that he talked about is people giving donations for the sake of, or being incentivized to give donations only to receive something, and that's not goodwill. That's not true, because there are 5 different types of crowdfunding, okay? There's donation-based, which we know about. There is debt-based crowdfunding, all right, where you go ahead and you give, you create a campaign to get funded with the expectation of paying it back. There's also rewards-based. So who would do a rewards-based crowdfunding project? Well, with the intent of donating to the cause in order to receive discounts or maybe a discount on the product that they're donating towards. Then there is equity-based. Equity-based is when you donate into an equity-based crowd fund, and then with the expectation of getting a return of a piece or equity position in the company, right? And then you have real estate-based, where it's a pool of people that are able to come together and they go ahead and put it into a real estate deal to buy an apartment complex or whatever the case may be, typically a minimum of like $5,000, all right? In the expectation of getting a return on a quarterly basis. So this notion of what we're doing is incentivizing people to donate because they want to get something in return as we're doing something wrong is absolutely nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. Because there are other crowdfunding platforms out there that is exactly what they do. They create the campaign to incentivize people to donate. And what we're doing is a philanthropy, if you will. We're changing the world. We're looking to eradicate poverty. We're looking for people to hit their number to cover their monthly expenses. So I'm sharing this with each and every one of you because you're going to be dealing with this kind of, let's say, mindset, which is the old guard. They're not ready to be innovative. They don't understand that we're moving into a brand new reality, and the Internet of Things is making this all possible. Now let's look at Co-op Crowd, our crowdfunding. Look at the difference here. It's distributed. We are literally, it's not a hierarchy. We get paid 100%. So in order to get paid 100%, that means it's not going up to a hierarchy just to a CEO. And then you have administrators and regional managers and all that kind of stuff that you have to pay and employees. It is flattening, all right, the pyramidal structure of all the other traditional crowdfunding platforms and goes into the pockets and the bank accounts or your decentralized wallet. Because that's the other thing I want you guys to understand about the traditional crowd funds is that when you're ready, when it's time to withdraw your money, it can take anywhere from 2 to 5 business days, and it depends on the processing of your bank. Guess what our bank is? Our own private decentralized digital wallet. People, I'm over the moon excited about the genius of what David Rosen has put in place to effectuate the kind of change that's going to allow us to eradicate poverty and to help each and every one of us get our full measure of success. So this is what we're doing. So don't allow anyone to steal your dreams, okay? As leaders, we have to educate people about what's going on. So when you think about it, one donation in crowd effectuate and helps 10 people's causes. That's the distribution process of what it is that we're doing. It is fair, it is benevolent, and it is ideally, it's almost perfect. So I wanted to share that with each and every one of you so that you're inoculated with your belief, okay? Because 1% doubt and you're out. You need to have 100% bona fide belief in terms of what it is that we're doing. Now, he also mentioned that in Canada, it's illegal. But did he realize that the founder of Co-op Crowd lives in Canada? So I want you guys to understand, don't entertain nonsense. They may be sincere. They may be even intellectually intelligent. You may look up to them, but they just don't know what they don't know. And in the words of Mark Twain, once again, do not allow schooling to interfere with your education, people. This makes sense, okay? So the key is here. What's your number? That's what you guys need to understand. Focus on what's your number. And we're talking about your monthly overhead. And what I love about what we're doing here, and David T. Rose is going to put this in the back office at some point in time, it's going to be a Co-op Life declaration, because this is about us getting the job done. We're looking to have 100 million members worldwide over the next 12 months. And that's not hyperbole. That's not hype or anything like that. If you don't believe it, then you might as well bow out now. We're looking for people that share the vision of what we need to do here, because we know what's going on around the world. We can smell it. We can taste it. We can feel it, that we're going into a new normal. We're not going back to the way things used to be. And because of Zoom and the Internet of Things, we can do peer-to-peer transaction and create our own ecosystem, if you will. So when you look at this Co-op Life declaration, what you essentially want to do is you want to identify people, like-minded people that want to be debt-free, stress-free, and financially free, that made a decision to join Co-op Crowd. You want to lock arms with them. And this declaration is like, you want to identify like a workout partner, because it's like being a business athlete. You know, it's about winning the game. It's about winning the championship. And this declaration is, and I'm not going to read it to you guys, but you guys can read it for yourself. You want to go ahead and identify your players that you're going to lock arms with to go ahead and hit that number. When you look at this chart here, we're not allowed to say guarantee, but let's talk about mathematical certainty. What does mathematical certainty mean? To me, it means guarantee. It's just a matter of execution. It's amazing how people will go ahead and take $2 and put it towards the lottery. We're talking about $1 a day here, but people every day will take $2 to $5 or more and put it into a lottery. They'll take some money, they'll put it into a mutual fund or the stock market with no mathematical certainty shown to them whatsoever. It's almost as if people can't handle the truth. The numbers are here in plain sight, and each and every one of us can identify what that number is to overcome our monthly overhead and expenses. So when I tell you guys I'm over the moon excited and I'm committed to this cause to no end, I mean that sincerely. So all hands on deck. And to those people that's on the sideline waiting for September 1st, but they're not talking to people and they're just hoping pennies from heaven are going to fall out of the sky, that's being disingenuous. What are you doing to move this Titanic forward? Pick up a hammer, pick up a paintbrush, help us build the studs, Help us do what we're looking to do, and that's to eradicate poverty and change the way in which people make money around the world for their causes. So here's the deal. The 3 in 3 in 33. Okay, now you guys see this. I'm not going to go into detail here. We do it in the overview call. We break it all the way down. Your donation is free once you identify your 3. And then your 3 get their 3. It unlocks the bonuses. That can be done in a week's time. And then you go ahead and move forward in the 3 to get 3 with your declaration with the partners that you've locked arms with. Because just like Roger Bannister did, he broke the 4-minute mile barrier, and then thousands of people, including high school kids, started breaking the 4-minute mile barrier. Guess what's going to happen when we, the 10 to 15,000 of us, start effectuating getting these donations? It's going to increase the belief, and then tens of millions of people are going to follow us and do the exact same thing because we did it first. So at this moment in time, for some people, if they don't want to be at the 250 initially and want to start the 25, you're leveraging your donations. And then within 18 days, you can upgrade to the 250 at that moment in time if you don't want to come into both cooperatives in the very beginning. All the way down, and you guys see here, the 10X's your donations here, okay? And I know I may be talking fast because I'm so excited, you guys. I've been in marketing for many years. We are attracting some high caliber leaders to the table. You're going to be hearing from a couple of them here momentarily that see this thing as clear as water. So when I say we have all green lights, we do. David Rosen has flattened the road for us. There are no hills. There's no road construction or anything like that. Let's put the pedal to the metal. So you take this all the way down, and for 33 days, you can see here in days 2019 through 21, $4,183 in residual donations toward your cause. We're talking about 90% of the global population's monthly expenses being covered. If we just did that, people, we've effectuated the kind of change that we're looking to do. And then all the way down throughout the entire process in 33 days, you're talking about close to $1 million in residual donations. And in 30 days, actually, it's $1,042,000. And it's real numbers to a mathematical certainty. And we'll talk about that at a later time. So just for your purposes here, the bottom line is identify your 3 cat quick. Get them today. But within 3 days, you should be able to identify 3 people who want to be debt-free, stress-free, and financially free here. So guys, take a screenshot of this. So if you have zero personal donors, he's still set up where you receive up to 2 levels of donations. Where do they do that in any other project where they're willing to reward you for doing nothing? So think about how powerful that is. This was designed to truly be benevolent and help people around the world. So I'm flat out excited about this. So we are the global solution to a global problem. I want to inoculate all of our global family members to get out here and talk to people and beat your chest. Ask them to get on a conference call. Ask them to say yes or no to the information and not what they think that it is. So we're the tip of the spear for global change, you guys. We're building a model ecosystem for others to do in their own space. We are that revolution. We are that company. And I hope you guys see what I'm saying here, and you guys take massive action, because I know that I am. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share here real quickly. I wanted to share that with each and every one of you. And what I want to do real quickly is I want to turn this thing over to another leader within our community. And we have a host of leaders. And moving forward in our locker room talk, you're going to be hearing from some of the most talented leaders across the globe. And I met this gentleman through this particular project right here. And when you meet people within minutes, you can get a sense of what they're about. And I got a sneaky suspicion we're going to become the best of friends. He's already a pillar in our community in a very short period of time. I want you guys to hear from Alan Delaney. Hey, Alan, take it away, my brother.
Wow. Okay. So I was talking about somebody today about belief. Okay. It's a good thing Greg doesn't believe in what he's saying, right? Because the energy, your screen would explode if there was no more belief there. You know, we've all heard the phrase, faith the size of a mustard seed. That's what we're talking about here. Can move mountains. And I love what you just said, about the doubt part of it, because the reverse is true too. Okay. If you don't have faith the size of a mustard seed, you're never going to have a shot to move the mountain. So I will do my best to follow that up, but I'm telling you right now, man, it's hard to follow Greg Baldwin. I don't know how I got so lucky, but I appreciate you guys having me on the call. So here's the deal, you guys. This happens all the time, and it happens to many of you that are on this call. You get somebody brand new that's working with you and everything else, and they say, how do I approach somebody? What do I say? How, I got to have a plan. I got to have a script. I got to have a this or that, right? So I'm going to teach a technique today that's called the 3-step setup. Let me go ahead and share my screen if I can. Am I able to do that?
Let's make sure.
Yeah.
All
Are
right.
you? Yeah, no, not yet.
All right, no problem. I'll make you a co-host here.
I can click the button.
1 second.
Yep.
You're golden.
All right, let me share the right screen because that's important. Okay, and I think it's this one. Yep, screen 1. You guys see big words that say gratitude?
Yes.
All right, gratitude, not attitude. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop open a little presentation that I made this morning, actually. And hopefully this will add to you guys so we can chit chat about it. Let me go ahead and run it. So don't know whether you see my face. That's not what this is about. This is a technique that is called the 3-step setup. Now I want to be super clear here. This is a technique. All right. Now techniques I'm not in favor of. You guys will always hear me say the following things. I follow a bunch of different guys that have had great success. Ray Higdon is one of them. He has one of my favorite sayings in the marketing space. And that is this: when people join any kind of marketing, they forget how to speak human. Guys, this is just about opening the door with a conversation. What do you say to somebody? Hello is the first thing that I say, or hey, what's up? Or, depending upon who I'm talking to, it might be a little more slanguage than what I just said, but just be yourself. So here's the deal. If I can teach you a way, if you're having struggles with this, if I can teach you a way where your prospects would be eager to listen to what it is that you're trying to say to them, what you're going to share with them, would that be a good thing? If it could lower their guard so that they were open before you even begin that conversation, would that be a good thing? It absolutely would be a good thing. And that's what this is designed to do. So this is the 3-step setup. So here's the deal. I would prefer that you take what I'm about to teach you and trash it once you can, okay? Because it needs to be natural. It needs to be conversational. It needs to be yourself. You don't need to be weird about it or use language with your buds that you don't normally use. If you use words like dude and what's up and all that stuff, remain that person, because if you're not, all of a sudden, we've heard the phrase this: we all garden, we all pick flowers in a walled garden. People's guards are up. Why wouldn't they be? Look, we're getting inundated with information who nobody knows what to believe anywhere anymore, right? I mean, you got it coming from the left, the right, the top, the bottom, the TV, the internet, the Instagrams. You can Google, Bingify, Yahoo, something. Who knows what you're going to get? So this was a technique. If you have to have a track to run on, you definitely can use this and it works. So let's go ahead and go through it. So their 3 steps are this. First of all, why? Why are you doing this, right? That's the number 1 thing. The second step is that it's a big deal. And I think you just heard from Greg's passion how big this deal actually is. But more than that, that you're all in, that you're committed to it, that you have all of that belief that Greg was just sharing with everybody. And then the third thing, and this is the most important part, and it's the hardest thing for people: don't care. I don't care if you want to join me or not, but I'd feel like a heel if I didn't bring you the information so you could make your own mind up. Look, so many people do not celebrate the activity. Look, if you've set a goal for yourself to contact 3 people a day, 10 people a day, whatever it is, through whatever means of reaching out, whether you're old school like me and you get on the phone and you want to have a conversation, or whether you're new school and you're reaching out through Facebook or any other social media, if you do the number that you set for yourself, whether it's 3, 10, or 100, that is your celebration. You're celebrating your activity because you did what you said that you were going to do. Now, if nobody joined you, that doesn't mean that you failed. That means that you succeeded, got them out of the way. Next, right? So celebrate your activity. That's what this is about. And that's why we can say, I don't really care whether you join me or not. And I'll play off of something that Greg said. I'm not looking for everybody. I'm looking for the right bodies. I'm looking for the guys and the women that see the vision the way that we see the vision. Guys, we get a few players on a team and it is GO, game over, right? So let's go through each one of these steps. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to share with you the words, okay, how to do this. Now, these are going to be my words, okay? Don't be like Mike, right? You're not going to be like me. I'm not going to be like you. You are good just the way that you are, okay? So we're going to talk about the psychology of this setup and why it is, okay? So mine might sound something like this. Hey, man, thanks for meeting me for coffee. Or it might be, you know, in today's world, and depending upon where you live, it might be say, thanks for taking my call, or thanks for hopping on this Zoom, or thanks for Skyping with me. Okay, whatever it is, right? I've got some huge news that I want to share with you, or something like I have something big that I want to share with you. Now, everybody's why is different. Mine has to do with my family. Mine has to do with time. Okay, yours might be something else. Mine sounds something like this. Okay, and I didn't write this down on purpose, because I want it to sound natural, and I don't want you to try and have my why. My why isn't going to matter to you, right? My why matters to me. So I'll say something like this. Hey, Jim, thanks for joining me on this call today. Listen, you know that I've owned a roofing company, a storm restoration company for some time. And my family and I, my wife, my daughter, myself, we made a decision that we could make more money if I took that company up north. Here's the problem. Where that company is 12 hours away by car from my home. And for the last 10 years, I have gone away from my family anywhere from 8 to 10 months a year. Now, you're probably going to ask yourself, are you traveling home during that time? The answer is rarely. Okay. As a matter of fact, this is the very first year that I'm going to be home for not only my wife's birthday, but our anniversary on October the 19th as well. Okay, so here's the reality. It has been good. I am grateful. We have had a lifestyle, or at least my family has had a lifestyle that I've been able to provide. The money is fantastic. But here's where it falls short. Okay, if you're looking at my Facebook life and you see me steering a yacht, yeah, that was fun. You see my wife, my daughter, and myself in exotic places, wonderful vacations. Yeah, that's the Facebook life. That's 2 months, 3 months out of the year. That is it. The rest of the time, it's nose to the grindstone so that I can provide the life that I wanted from. I am missing out on the things that are important to me at home. My dogs don't even know who I am when I come home once a year, right? It's insane. So I have been looking for something for the past 6 years. Now, if you're a faithful person, you could say, I've been praying for something. Either one works, right? I'll say, I've been looking for something for the last 6 years, and I have found it. Okay, that's step one. All right, that's it. Your why could be based on a bunch of different things. Okay, it could be that you have tons of debt that you're trying to get out of. Maybe you're trying to put your kids, it's college years, and you didn't plan the best and you want to earn some college money. Maybe, you know, you have parents that are struggling and they don't have, you know, the care that they need, and you want to pitch into that. I love what Greg said earlier, and I'll play back off of that. Who has the right to say that my cause is garbage, or that it doesn't exist? I mean, it doesn't even make sense that, I mean, whoever that person was, God bless them. You know, I hope they succeed in everything that they do. In other words, the person that wrote the email, but in reality, they don't get to judge me. Okay. They don't get to judge make up their mind about my reason for doing this. Right. So here's the reality. Maybe it's all those things. Maybe you have daycare bills because you have little ones, or maybe you're trying to put your kids through private school because of all this weirdness going on in the schools. Right. But here's what it has to do. Here's the psychology. Number one, you got to keep it real. It's got to be your real why. That is it. What that story I just told you is absolutely true. I've been disappearing on my family for a long time. Yeah, we Zoom all the time. We talk all the time. Ain't the same. All right. I mean, I got a phone call, 2 years ago, the water heater had blown up. My wife doesn't know about blown up water heaters, right? She's flooding. She's crying. I hate the fact that you're gone. You name it. I got it all. Okay. That doesn't make me feel good, regardless of the money that I earn and the life that I'm providing financially, because there's more than just that, right? To be able to provide in life. So you got to keep it real. You got to be vulnerable. Okay. You got to be willing to share. You got to let those walls down of yourself. You got to be able to out yourself, like I did on a leadership call that I have at 9 o'clock every morning. You got to be able to call yourself out. Look, if you don't call yourself out, you're not admitting, you know, that you're not perfect. So be vulnerable. And above all, keep it raw, keep it real. Okay. You got to keep it raw. It's got to be the truth. All right. And then the last part of step 1 is this. Okay. It's a transition. Okay. You were looking for something super important. You were looking for something and you found it. Remember, that's how that went. Okay. I came out of it. I said I was looking for something and I found it. It's my golden ticket. Okay. And that is basically it for step 1. Okay. So what we did was this: we created a big problem. This is a Hollywood script, by the way. All right. We created a big problem in the eyes of the person that's listening. And it is a big problem. That's what I said. Keep it real. Right. And I was looking for an answer for that problem. And I found it. Super simple. And this is the most complicated part of the whole thing. It's amazing to me how many people don't know how to be vulnerable in their why. But the reality is, the more vulnerable you can be, the quicker that you can do that. We've all heard that. Develop a why that'll make you cry. I don't know that I buy all that, but here's what I do know. You've got to have a big reason to do big things. If you don't have a big reason to do big things, you never will. Okay. So let's move into step 2. Step 2 is a big deal. All in. All right. You got to be all in. People follow people that are committed. That's why there's generals and that's why there's soldiers. That's why there's shepherds and that's why there's sheep. People follow people that are all in and know where they're going. That's why there's leadership and that's why there isn't. All right. So I just got through saying, hey, look, I was looking for something, then I found it. Now, here's how that goes. Okay, so I was looking for something, man, and I found it. It's my golden ticket. I'm all in. Now, this thing that I found, it is a huge deal. It's growing all over the world at a record pace. In fact, it's a viral social phenomenon, and I've already done all the research. Very important line, in my opinion. I've already done all the research, and here's what I found. I am all in. I'm pushing my chips in. This is going to solve what I just told you was a problem in my life. Okay, so that's all we did. Super simple, big deal, all in. What did we say? Okay, it's a huge deal. It's growing all over the world. It's a viral social phenomenon. I did all the research. And I'm convinced that this is my golden ticket. That's all. Super simple, big deal, all in. All right. And then to the third and final step, we don't care whether they join us or not. We're just wanting to present the information to them, to get them to listen to what we have to say. And we haven't said anything about anything yet, right? We've said why we're doing this. It's a big deal. I'm committed. So it's safe to come along because you're not going to be out there by yourself. I'm all in. Jump in my bandwagon, right? And so now the next transition is this. You just said, hey, I'm all in. This is golden ticket. So here's the thing, Jim. If I'm talking to a guy named Jim, obviously, here's the thing, Jim. I'm not sure how this is going to impact you. You may love it or you may not get it right away. All I know is that you're my good friend. I completely respect you. And I'm going to put this in front of a ton of people. And I wanted to give you the opportunity to be one of my first. Is that cool? It's literally that simple. Now, you could add something in there if you wanted. You could let them know. Again, we're trying to get them to let their guard down here and say, hey, man, it doesn't matter either way. Look, don't tell me you're going to think about it or you got to talk to your other significant other, whatever that is. Okay, just be real with me. I'm being real with you. Here's the thing. I'm not sure how this is going to impact you. Here's what I want you to know. One way or the other, it isn't going to affect our friendship one way or the other. Don't care. All right. We're always friends first. We're always going to have that relationship. But I'm not sure how it's going to impact you. You may love it. You may not get it right away. There's some language there. It's not you may love it. You may hate it. You may like it. You may not like it. It's you may love it. You may not get it right away. Why? Because they might not be in a season of their life right now to accept the goodness that is this idea. It's just the reality, right? Okay. So you may not love it. Or you may love it. You may not get it right away. It should be how that should be brought. All I know is that you're my good friend and I respect you, man. And that's why I'm reaching out to you. I wanted to give you, I'm going to put this in front of a ton of people. I wanted to give you the opportunity to be one of my first. Is that cool? Nobody says ever in the history of me using this technique, no, that's not cool, man. That's not cool at all. I don't want to jump on your bandwagon. I don't want to make a bunch of money. I don't have any bills. I like a less than life. No, never happens. You end it with, is that cool? Everybody says, yeah, man, that's cool. All right. So guys, that's all that it is. You really don't care whether they join you or not. You want to be able to present their information. That's what this is. This is the 3-step setup. Again, your why, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be raw. You have to be truthful. You have to be transparent. You got to make up the one that's real for you, right? Okay. You got to tell them that it's a big deal. You're all in. You're committed because you've done the research. You see what's happening. You're on board and you're going to go with this thing. And then last but not least, it's okay if they don't want to join you. Super okay. And it is okay. You know, this is one of the only industries, guys, where the following thing happens. I've got a bunch of friends. None of them are in the roofing business. Some are. None of them own roofing companies. And I don't get irritated because they don't want to own a roofing company. Look, if somebody doesn't want to come along with me in Co-op Crowd, hey, God bless you. I'm here to help you, man. You need help moving your furniture next week? I'm here. I know the relationships are important. Just because you're not doing what I'm doing right now, or maybe even down the road, means nothing to me. That's why it's safe for me to approach anybody, because the ones that are led to me by God, I'm a faith-filled person, they'll be there. This information may be an answer to a prayer for many. I'm just looking for the ones that are praying. And that's the deal right there, guys. So I tried to stop my share. Did it work? All right.
Yep. All right.
Hopefully that was helpful.
Hey, man, that brother, let me tell you, I love that slanguage.
Slanguage, baby.
No, it's slanguage,
you
right?
Get that one?
I got it. I'm taking that one.
Come on, Jack to the Jacksicity.
Hey, brother Alan, that was incredible. Really appreciate what you bring to the community. I know I got something out of it. And like you said, it's just about being human. There's nothing pretentious and fake about what it is that we're doing. We are just sharing with people from our head and hearts to theirs, our situation, being vulnerable, which I really love and respect that. That's so true and powerful, because it lowers their walls so they can also be vulnerable as well and say, hey, yeah, I'm willing to take a look. And what you said at the end, is that cool? That is a very, very powerful sentiment right there. So I appreciate it for sure. Yeah, all right. Now, listen, you guys, we're not done with you yet, because we are rocking and rolling. We're going to go ahead and turn it over to the incomparable Nalani Rood, who is a pillar in our community. And she's going to be talking to you guys about a very, very powerful subject that's going to allow us to go ahead and move this needle forward with Co-op Crowd. So, hey, Nalani, take it away.
All right. Alan, that was awesome. I'm stealing everything. Greg, your presentation on just, again, top notch. I appreciate everything. All right. I am Nalani Rood. I am from Iowa. I'm a busy mom. And so I am just grateful to be in the midst of all you wonderful family members. And I am going to talk about testimonials today. And I need to share my screen. Okay, are we good? Okay, all right. Okay, testimonial time. Family, it's time to tighten up. Okay, I want to talk about the psychology behind testimonials. They are super effective. Now, radio, TV, magazine, etc., they've been doing this for a long, long time. For example, 5 out of 6 dentists recommend blah, blah, blah. 9 out of 10 new moms recommend blah, blah, blah. And then the celebrity endorsements. What kid didn't want to be like Mike? I know Alan just mentioned like Mike. I love it that we're all in the same mindset. Everybody wanted to be like Mike. That's who you look to back in the day, celebrities. Now the internet has also done its damage. Raining money and pictures in front of jet planes and whatnot. Those are all testimonials. Now here's the thing, the tides have absolutely changed. Endorsement advertising is probably one of the oldest ways to influence consumers. Well, with social media, that all changed. We are so connected and plugged in. We can talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere, and we want authentic and factual testimonials. Don't believe me? How many of you have seen something pop up on Facebook and before you bought it or even thought about buying it, you looked in the comment section? If it's bad, the comment section is the tell all. I do this all the time. I go right there, and if people are eating them alive, boom, I move on. But when they are saying positive things, you have my attention. It's all about social proof. It builds trust, authenticity, and loyalty. That's where we're here. That's where we're at, family. Okay, why are testimonials so important? When it comes to all businesses, large and small, the success of the business depends heavily on the word of mouth. Testimonials strengthen the credibility of you and your business. And as you know, people will not do business with you if they don't trust you and find you to be credible. People are looking to you. It's one thing if the CEO comes out and says a bunch of wonderful things about the business. We expect that. That's why it's our job to come along with realistic testimonials to validate that this is a great place to come and plant your flag. Trust is the most powerful currency. Now, family, do I have your permission to do some real talk with you today? Give me a high five or something. Yes, good, thumbs up. Now, please do not message me and ask if I was talking about you. I am talking about all of us, me included. So if the shoe fits, wear that bad boy. Testimonies mean to share one's experience. That is it. Share one's experience. All right. We as a society have ADD. We have a ton of things to blame for that, but this is our challenge. Our guests will mentally check out. No more 5 to 15-minute testimonials. That is called a presentation. They've just sat through a presentation, so we can't expect them to listen to testimonials that are going on and on and on. The power is 90 seconds. I know some of you just sucked your breath in when I said 90 seconds. Now listen, don't panic. We are out for meat and not the fluff. No rambling. We have to tighten the ship. We want to roll through testimonials. So just imagine if we had 5 testimonials that were at this 90 seconds, and you had the ability to have your guests connect with all 5 of them instead of just 1 or 2 that goes on, and you're praying that maybe your guests will connect with them, because that's all the time that we have. We're out for speed. We're out for being concise. We want 90-second testimonials. Okay, here's another thing. You aren't asked to train. This is a testimonial. This isn't a how-to session. We have those. You just sat through an amazing how-to session. So make sure you know that this is a testimonial. No team shout outs belong on a testimonial, okay? Honestly, your guest doesn't know these people, and honestly, they don't care. So always ask yourself, would my guest care about this? So what I'm saying is, don't take your testimonial opportunity to give a shout out to Sally Sue on the team that's just doing so much for everybody and you appreciate them and blah, blah, blah. There's a time and place for that. And I'm so grateful that we are all grateful for each other, but there's a time and place for that, not on a testimonial. Okay, no bashing other programs, companies, etc. It just looks tacky. It really does. Don't bash. No mentioning other companies either. Don't take this opportunity to say like, hey, we're crushing it in XYZ company, so we came over here and we're crushing it over here. Don't do that. Talk crowd. Just stay focused. We don't need your entire thought process on joining either. This gets messy. Don't tell us how, you took it to your friends, you took it to Uncle Tim, and Uncle Tim told you it was going to be a scam, you're going to lose your money, but I decided to do it anyway, and hey, I got a donation. I can't wait to tell Uncle Tim in your face. Don't do any of that. Don't do any of that. This is not a mindset training. It's not. This is a testimonial. This is a testimonial. huge difference. Again, we have a ton of wonderful mindset training. We have the empowerment hour. We are so blessed with this team. Our bench is loaded. Be ready and collected. Think about your background. Just find a wall. Just find an empty wall. Be mindful. Do you have a pile of laundry that needs folded and put away that's in the background? Is it looking cluttered? Is it looking crazy? You don't want any distractions, because I promise you, guests will focus in on that. Like, oh my gosh, she needs to do her laundry, or, whatever. That's just the way it is. And listen, we all have piles of laundry. I get it, but this is your time to shine. So make it count. Okay. Time and results. This is what guests want to know. They want the meat, because everybody is going to think, okay, that's great for you, but how is this going to be great for me? That's what they want. They want time and results. When we know better, we do better. All right. These are your key points to focus on. Pain to solution. Pain to solution. Get prepped. The goal is 90 seconds, fam. It's 90 seconds. Be concise and focus, and be yourself. State your name and where you're from. That alone, if I say, I do say, not if, I say I'm Nalani from Iowa, you know whose ears are going to perk up? It's the Midwest people. Like, hey, I'm close to her. I'm Kansas. I'm Michigan. It's something. Same way with everybody. Or, hey, I'm from the UK. I'm from Canada. People are always trying to group themselves and connect. Focus on the why. I tell you what, Alan, you brought it home on that one. Seriously, go back and rewatch that. Focus on the why. Mention any pain points. We all have pain points. Be raw, or problems that the system solved for you. You don't have to go into the dirty depths of everything, but this will connect you with the person that's looking for real solutions to their problems also. Use keywords like frustrated or overwhelmed or struggling. You want to know that. You want to add that time frame in, because people want to know, like, okay, how fast did you do this? Because they're thinking, I've got wolves at the door myself. I need to know how fast I can get this accomplished. Stay away from confusing language, like open and close wheelhouses, matrices, 3x3, get your token. No, your guest does not understand that. They really don't. So stay away from that. And then, what have you achieved since using the system? Results. All right, duplication is king. Greg always says this. I love it. It's so true. Building wealth is a boring and mundane process, but the way we are doing it is fun. It really is. That's what it's all about. Remember, this isn't for us, it's for guests. So if you're thinking, God, I've heard Nalani's testimonial every night, or I've heard it 15 times. Okay, great. Thank you. This isn't for you. It is for your guests. They haven't heard it 15 times. They're not the ones that can repeat it word for word along with me. They're not going to say, yeah, Nalani Rood, I'm a busy mama 5. They're not going to say it with me. It's not for you. It is for your guests. Okay, now here's my testimonial. I've been working on this. I'm out to do better also, family. So here it goes. This is 90 seconds. Thanks for having me on. My name is Nalani Rood, and I'm from Iowa. I'm a busy mama 5. And even though the 3 oldest are out of the house, the last 2 keep me incredibly busy. I'm either on the sidelines, the bleachers, or in a drop-off pickup line. I was a nurse once upon a time before I fell in love with building businesses online. And I've been in this online industry for about 13 years. I've had some highs along the way with some lows. However, I saw the need for something that would help so many people when the lockdown started. So that's the pain. 2020 was overwhelming and hard enough, and it seemed to deliver so many blows for so many people. I was working on a project that sadly delivered the final blow of 2020 to our family. Right at Christmas time, I was injured, and it injured many of my friends and family. I wasn't in the frame of mind to look for something else. In fact, I didn't have the mental bandwidth to take anything on. However, I love and trust Dr. Lita, who shared the information with me, and I took a look. What I found was a simple, predictable, automated system that my friends and I are excited about. My goal was to put our little boys in private school, and if I could raise enough donations to make that happen, I would be thrilled. I became involved in January. That's the time frame. And within a few short weeks, achieved that goal. The donations continue to come in on a consistent basis. This has radically changed my family's life forever, and I am so grateful. Now, here's a couple alternatives if you want to put some actual money in there. Some people are more private. They don't want to put money amounts in, which I will respect, whatever. So here's the alternative. What I found was a simple, predictable, automated system that my friends and I are excited about. My goal was to cover our monthly expenses to range around $3,500, whatever, just pick a number. And I was able to accomplish that within the time frame. Put your time frame. So here's the thing. You literally don't have to craft this testimonial to speak differently to a builder. I know some of you craft it to talk to the entrepreneur. Let me tell you, if somebody hears that normal, average people are building a residual income of their monthly expenses, it is lights out. That means that if this is happening on a small level, massively, the big money is there. You do not have to speak differently to an entrepreneur. Once they hear this, I promise you, they're just going to be going crazy, and it's donezo. All right, here's another one. My goal was to raise enough to purchase XYZ. Whatever your goal is, whatever you're doing in here, just say that. Just craft it to you, make it yours. All right, it's homework time. Now it's your turn, family. Take the time so we can get this right and be a stronger body together, because listen, we're all connected. We're all making this go. We have our hands on something that is just so special. I've never seen anything like it, but it's going to take all of us collectively. And I just adore each and every one of you. And I'm so excited to see what this does for everybody. On that note, I will stop sharing. Okay, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much, Nalani. That was a great refresher, and just, pearls of wisdom and nuggets, because we know there's a lot of people that don't understand the psychology of what it is that we do, that the overview calls, even if you guys hear me say it 1,000 times, you can hear other leaders say it 1,000 times, it's not for you specifically, it's for guests. Now, it's for you in the sense of learning how to present, but it's mainly for guests. So thank you so much for that. And we have a special guest in the building. We didn't expect him online today, but hey, anytime his face is in the place, we definitely want to hear from him. He's a brother from another mother, the genius behind this platform. And like I've said on many, many different occasions, one of the sharpest business minds I've come across in many, many years. And I just appreciate his strength, his tenacity, and his willingness to just go ahead and cut down any trees that's in his way to make sure the world hears about Co-op Crowd in an effective way. So I'm going to turn it over to David T. Rosen. Hey, brother, take it away.
Great. Thank you very much, Greg. And, Nalani, great job on the testimonies, because testimonies are key to any business, because it's not me saying something, it's not Greg saying something, it's the people that are actually using the service or the product or the system that are doing the talking. And right now, by the way, all three of you, here's my hug to all three of you, because this may be, in fact, the best and most informative locker room chat that we've had in all the months that we've been doing this, because each of you brought something different. Greg, you knocked it out of the park when you talked about, don't listen to the naysayers, right? Because no one else should be destroying your dreams. Do your own homework, do your own research. So you knocked it out of the park there. And this particular Zoom, it reminded me, it brought back so many memories, right? Because it reminded me of when I was homeless. And when I was homeless for the first time back in 2001, I went to a men's group. And when I went to this men's group, it was to regain my way. And I learned what I believe to be this day my two most powerful lessons. And both of those lessons occurred on this call right now. And the first lesson that I had to learn is I needed to learn to listen. Because if you're not listening, then you're not hearing what's coming in, and you're not getting it. And all you're doing is spilling out your own point of view over and over and over again. Guys, I listened today because what you were delivering was awesome. I hope that everyone else that is on this Zoom right now listen, because there was valuable nuggets in each word that Greg said, valuable nuggets in each word that Nalani said, valuable nuggets in each words that Alan said. So folks, I'm going to make this Zoom available again to everybody. Listen to it, pay attention to it, and then send it to everybody that you know, because this was an awesome Zoom. It wasn't about making money. It was about belief, believing in a system, believing in yourself, and believing in the people that are sharing this information with you. And what they said to you was, go and do your own due diligence. So it was awesome. The second lesson that I learned, you guys just knocked it out of the park. And it's a huge lesson. And that is, never be afraid to ask for help, right? Because I remember when I was homeless, I remember thinking that, you know, I thought I knew everything and I thought that I could do everything, but you can't. This system, the magnitude of this system, you have no idea what goes on in the back. You see these 3 simple doable steps, but what's really going on in the background? You know, we got 20 people working, making this system better and better and better and better and better. And then we've got great people like the 3 that are online right now that are sharing this system with you. I could not be doing this all by myself. So the 3 of you are a manifestation of me not being afraid to ask for help. So I just want to say thanks. Because again, you know, you're delivering to the people hope. You're delivering to the people aspiration. You're delivering to the people inspiration. And you notice I didn't use the word motivation, right? Because motivation is almost selling. But what you guys are doing is aspirational. So, and inspiring. So thanks again. Back to you, Greg.
Hey, thank you so much for those kind words. We appreciate it. And it really does take teamwork to make the dream work. And, you know, we all have blind spots. And so when I say we're basically putting together a collection of some of the sharpest business minds across the globe, we're doing that in Co-op Crowd. And we will be the change that's going to go ahead and help people around the world eradicate poverty, cover their monthly expenses. I mean, we are industry disruptor, and I'm so privileged and honored to be doing business and doing this with each and every one of you. And so listen, the bottom line is this. Now that you have the aspiration, the inspiration, the information, all that good stuff, let's get on the lines. Take what Alan said to heart, contact people, get them on a 2 o'clock call. We're gonna have powerful testimonials. That's gonna be done right. I'm gonna do my best job to make sure I give the information in a way that has a 100% closing ratio. That is my goal at 2 o'clock. So listen, you guys, God bless each and every one of you. And as we always end our trainings and our presentations, we're not just gonna see you at the top, we're gonna see you over the top. See you guys real soon. Take care and God bless.